Hello everyone, welcome. It's time for week 3 of our Practical English TOEFL class. So far you all seem to be doing quite well, getting your emails to me, some good questions, and of course, in general the times were very good. You had 30 minutes to complete this. Remember, 20 questions, 20 times 1.5 equals 30. Most of you got it done in less than 30. A few of you are a little bit over. But as I told you last week, the timing is critical with TOEFL, but right here at the beginning, we're just sort of learning and experiencing it for the first time. So do your best to finish as quickly as you can, but also do your best to do well with the exercise. Don't take too long each time. Try to make it your goal to finish in the time I tell you. Make that your goal and work towards that. So if you're a little bit slow this time, next time try to get a little quicker, a little quicker, a little quicker. By the end of this semester, I think all of you will be finishing passages and practice tests in the right amount of time, or less, of course. I'm very confident about that. Anyway, you're off to a good start. Don't worry if it was difficult or confusing, it's just the experience. Now you know what a TOEFL reading passage is like, and now you've seen examples of all of the questions. It's a really, really good start for you. All right, first of all, happy Chuseok. I hope everyone's having a wonderful holiday. I hope you're having a great time with your family and loved ones. I'm sending you work this week. We're doing a regular video this week, but instead of having to finish by Thursday, I'm going to give you all week until Sunday. So just make sure that you've done the work and sent me your email by Sunday at 5 p.m. Okay, so basically you can still enjoy the holiday. Or if you prefer, you can get work done during the holiday. It's really up to you. So this week only, you have the full week to get your work done and your email to me. That should be plenty of time. If you have some problem or some issue, some special case, something went wrong, I don't know, just email me and let me know. Okay. Otherwise, I'll expect to hear from you by Sunday. But still, have a wonderful time, have a wonderful holiday. Okay, let's look at the reading passage, aggression. And we're going to take a look at this now in detail. As we look at it, I'll answer the questions for you. But I want to focus on the style here. Okay, the style. And if you look at your notes, the style of the essay, you'll see I've organized sort of the notes of the essay in a way that should help you understand how the essay is structured. This is an academic essay. What we call it is a 5-paragraph essay. It's a little bit different in structure, but anyway, knowing the structure and knowing how it's written is really the key to understanding academic reading and to being a good academic reader, which is what you have to be for TOEFL. Okay, the title, it's an academic paper with the title Aggression, kind of a scientific topic. Now, the writer will always begin with an introduction. The introduction starts off general, explaining the topic, giving you a definition, and then it gets more and more specific with background information, more specific points about the topic. Aggression is, of course, a very, very big topic. You could talk about millions of things. But the writer narrows it down until at the end of the introduction, the writer gives you the thesis statement, the main point. Okay? Now, most essays have 1 paragraph for introduction. This one actually has 2. So the thesis statement is at the end of the 2nd paragraph. The first 2 paragraphs really could have been 1, but the writer chose to make 2. That's his or her style. Aggressive behavior, what is it? First of all, if you're the title, sometimes you get a title and you don't know what the word means. Here, maybe you know, okay, but the writer will always give you a definition of the topic. That's good writing, okay? Focus on it. It should come right at the beginning. Any behavior that is intended to cause injury, pain, suffering, damage, or destruction. Okay? Intended means on purpose, not an accident. Therefore, number one is A. Okay? Accidentally is not aggressive. If you accidentally bump somebody, that's not aggression, that's just accident, right? We all do that every day. We have a little accidents unintentional. That's life. But aggression is different because it's intentional. It's meant to or intended to cause pain or injury. Aggressive behavior is often thought of as purely physical, pushing or bumping, whatever. Verbal, it can be verbal too, screaming, shouting, belittling, and humiliating comments are words that make somebody feel small, make them feel, bad. This is also aggression. So it can be physical or it can be verbal. Number two is C. Notice the synonym here. Examples of verbal aggression. Okay, the key here is verbal connects to the word comments in number 2 in the passage. When you answer reading and listening questions, look for synonyms. A good writer uses synonyms in his essay. Okay? A good reader looks for synonyms to connect ideas and to find the answer. Comments, speaking, verbal speaking. C. Number 2 is C. What is key to the definition of aggression is whenever harm is inflicted, be it physical or verbal, is intentional. Intentional, number 3, A, on purpose or deliberate. Okay, planned, deliberate, right? You do something on purpose that is not an accident. So number 1 and 3 are kind of similar that way. Now, the first paragraph is a good introduction. What does it do? It clearly defines the topic. So if you get a title and you're not sure, what does this mean? Don't worry. The essay will explain the meaning right away. It should be in the first paragraph. It should tell you what the title means, what the topic is, and define the topic. So don't worry if you don't know it or understand it. Read. The answer is there. It's also important to know where it is at the beginning. Paragraph 2 is an extension of paragraph 1. It's part of the introduction. Questions about the causes of aggression have long been of concern for many years, long time, to both social and biological scientists. Theories about the causes of aggression cover a broad spectrum, a wide range, range from those with biological or instinctive emphases to those that portray aggression as a learned behavior. So, this is the key here to the essay, right here. The sentence at the end of the introduction is the thesis statement. It's also a bridge, the bridge that connects the introduction to the body of the essay. Right? Now we know what's coming. We know what's across the bridge. What is across the bridge? Theories about aggression. What do we know about those theories? Well, they cover a broad spectrum from biological to learned, okay? Nature versus nurture. Biological means instinctive, natural, nature, automatic. Learned means nurtured. Something that isn't natural, we learn it from school or families or society, or whoever. Okay. Number 4 is C. Okay, these questions with the long shaded sentences, you have to find an answer that restates it. So again, synonyms. Look for synonyms. Various theories about aggression, many different theories, various theories, many different ones. Attributed to, say it is caused by. Attribute X to Y means to say that Y causes X. It is attributed to, caused by either natural or learned causes, natural or learned. And that's biological or learned, biological, natural. This is our bridge. Now, you as a reader, you need to recognize the thesis statement, understand what it says, answer the question, C, and then predict, look forward. What are you going to read now? Right? Now you're going to be reading about theories about aggression. What do we know about them? Well, some theories say it is biological, it is natural. Some theories say it is learned, it is nurtured. Paragraph 3, numerous theories are based on the idea that aggression is an inherent and natural human instinct. Okay, there we go. Biological, natural, nature, inherent. Synonym, synonym, synonym. They all mean the same thing. The writer is introducing paragraph 3 with a topic sentence. This is very critical. Right? Each paragraph has a main point. That point connects to the thesis statement. Every topic sentence of every paragraph in the body connects back to the bridge. So the bridge connects to every body paragraph, because every topic sentence is a main point that supports that thesis statement. Aggression has been explained as an instinct that is directed externally, X, out, outside, towards others in a process called displacement. Okay, so aggression is something that projects out, right? Hurting another person with physical or verbal aggression. And it has been noted that aggressive impulses, reactions that are not channeled, that are not directed toward a specific person or group may be expressed indirectly through socially acceptable activities like sports, competition, in a process called catharsis. Okay, what have we can answer number 5. Look for synonyms. Okay, number 5 is D. Displacement is channeled externally. Channeled, directed, externally, outside. D, directed outward. You see how looking for keywords in the passage and looking for synonyms of those words in the answer is the key. Okay? During our semester, you're going to hear me talk about synonyms over and over and over. Channeled externally, directed outward. Channel, like a TV channel where everything is directed on one frequency. Radio channel. A channel in the ocean is where the water is directed through a narrow area. It's done by nature. If it's made by man, then it's really the same, but we say canal. Canal and channel are basically the same word, from the same word, but a canal is man-made, whereas channel is natural. Socially acceptable activities means they are okay. So if you have aggression and you want to get rid of your aggression, can you hit someone? No, that's not socially acceptable. Can you go hiking? Yes. Can you work out in a gym? Yes. Can you ride a bicycle? Yes. Can you join a competition or a team? Yes. Those are okay. Those are socially acceptable. Therefore, those are, number 6, A, positive. Right? Getting into a fight, negative. Going hiking or exercising, positive. Joining a debate team, positive. Positive process. Biological or instinctive theories of aggression have also been put forth. Put forth means suggested by ethologists who study the behavior of animals in their natural environments. A number of ethologists have, based upon their observations of animals, supported the view that aggression is an innate instinct common to humans. Innate. What is innate? Inside, nate, natural. Natural biological, instinctive, inherent. All of these words mean the same thing, okay? Inside and natural. When you read, right, I strongly recommend that after you finish your TOEFL passage, read it again. Now, I'll go over it with you, almost all of them, but you should still read them again. The more you review it, the more you'll two things. You'll remember the key words, you'll remember the vocabulary, and you'll remember the techniques that show you how to learn vocabulary, how to recognize synonyms, and how the passage is structured. Okay? All right. Ethologists studying the aggressive behavior of animals. D, the manner. Again, synonym. Manner means behavior. Okay, the manner in which the behavior of lions fighting each other. Okay, that's of course aggressive behavior. Number 7, D. Number 8, okay, these ones are tough. Now, as I said, this is just an introduction. We're experiencing the different kinds of TOEFL questions. As we study in our book, we will look at each question type in detail. Right? So if it's a little bit confusing today, don't worry. Like, there will be a chapter where we look at these question types and really focus on what they're asking, what is the strategy to finding the answer, and so on. Here, the key for number 6 is look for the word in the bold sentence that connects to the passage. One may, for example, one who? One person? For example. Example of what? Well, the examples are joining a football team, debate team, or cooking competition. Look back. Go to the passage, put this sentence in a place that connects back. In other words, the sentence before this must talk about how these are examples of what it talked about. So let me tell you the answer first. B. The answer is B. Now, how do we connect it? Start with A. Aggression has been explained as an instinct that is directed externally towards others in a process called displacement. And it has been noted that aggressive impulses that are not channeled toward a specific person or group may be expressed indirectly through socially acceptable activities such as sports and competition. Okay, what are socially acceptable activities? Sports, competition. So a person may, for example, release aggression through socially acceptable activities. Sports and competition. Football team, debate team, cooking competition are what? Socially acceptable activities. The answer is B, because these are examples of socially acceptable activities that come before. Okay? Again, you connect back. Usually you connect back when you have a question like number 8. Sometimes you connect forward, but usually back. Paragraph 4, 2 different schools of thought. Number 9 is D. A school of thought is a way of thinking. So, for example, saying that aggression is biological is a school of thought. Saying that aggression is learned is another different school of thought. But within the biological school of thought, there are 2, biological and nurtured, learned. Here's some points. And now there are 2 different schools of thought about it. One school of thought holds the view, believes, thinks that aggression can build up spontaneously, instantly, with or without provocation, with or without reason. And violent behavior will thus result as a result of little or no provocation. Another suggests that aggression is indeed an instinctive response, but that rather than occurring spontaneously and without provocation, aggression, number 11 is A, aggression, is a direct response to provocation from an outside source. Some people say aggression can happen because you've been provoked or just spontaneously. Other people say it can only happen if you've been provoked, if you've been given a reason by someone to behave aggressively. Okay, number 10 is B. Okay? It can happen spontaneously, A, without being provoked. It can happen in response to provocation, C and D. Minor or strong, doesn't matter. Any outside provocation. B is wrong, so B is right. Because the question says it is not. And N-O-T, not, means right is wrong, wrong is right. In order to cause provocation, no. Paragraph 4 talks about responding to provocation, being provoked by an outside source, not causing provocation, not provoking yourself, you provoking others. Paragraph 4 is talking about others provoking you. B is therefore opposite and wrong, so B is right. Wrong is right, because the question said is not mentioned. Now, paragraph 5, in contrast to, okay, great start to the paragraph. In contrast to number 12, D, transition, a change. Contrast, opposite, change, transition. What have we been talking about? We've been talking about biological theories. What do we know? We know from the bridge, right? From the thesis statement, we know that we're going to talk about by a wide range, a broad spectrum from biological to learned. What have we been talking about? Biological. What's coming next? Learned. What does the writer do? The writer gives you a nice sign at the beginning of the paragraph, the topic sentence. He is telling you, transitioning you from biological to learned. This is good writing, and you, as a good reader, must notice this, okay? Look for these signs. The writer gives you these signs, but you have to notice them. When you notice them, you can read much faster, understand much better, know the structure, know the organization, and answer the questions better and faster. Social learning theories view aggression as a learned behavior. This approach focuses on the effect that role models have and reinforcement have on behavior. Now, a role model is somebody you follow, you copy, your father, your mother, your teacher, your whoever, the policeman, president, whatever. Now, that could also be athletes, it could be singers, they serve as role models. But role models can also be fictional, right? Movie character, TV, book character, and that kind of thing. So real or fictional. Reinforcement means what happens. What happens when you behave aggressively? You get punished? That's negative reinforcement. Do you get rewarded? That's positive reinforcement. This has an effect, but this is learned behavior. You learn, you adapt based on the reinforcement. Okay, research has shown that aggressive behavior can be learned through a combination of modeling and positive reinforcement, reward, of the aggressive behavior. So what does this mean? You learn aggressive behavior by watching your older brother or older sister, father, mother. You watch a role model, they behave aggressively, and they get rewarded. Positive reinforcement. Gee, my big brother was rewarded for that, so I should do it too. And children are influenced by the combined forces of observing aggressive behavior in parents, peers, fictional role models, movie characters, and noting either positive reinforcement for the aggressive behavior or minimally at least a lack of negative reinforcement. So minimally at least no punishment, no negative reinforcement. So my brother acts aggressively and is rewarded, I follow him. My brother acts aggressively and is not punished, okay, I follow him. My brother acts aggressively, but he's punished, I don't follow him. What is that? Learning. That's what that is. Nurture. I'm learning about aggressive behavior by observing my brother. That's what this theory is all about. Number 13 is B. Notice the synonyms in B. Witnessing, observing. Okay? What is a key point in the sentence? They observe. What's the synonym? They witness, they see, they watch. Rewarded, positive reinforcement, or at least minimally not punished. Minimally a lack of negative reinforcement. No punishment, not punished. Synonyms. Take the big sentence, break it down into smaller parts, look for the key points, and look for an answer that restates those key points. All right, number 14, I'll go a little quicker now. C, that means the behavior. Okay, the behavior of a live model, more influential than that of. Behavior of live model, that of fictional model. Behavior of, that of. Behavior means that. That means behavior, C. Number 15, they talk about fictional role models, C. Okay, TV, movies, and so on. Fiction. Okay, you can see it doesn't have to be a live role model. Number 16, in and of itself means alone. Alone or by yourself, or B, single-handedly. Single, one hand. One hand means alone, yourself. If you do something single-handedly, you're doing it alone. You're doing it by yourself, in and of itself, and so on. B. Number 17, critical. C, very, very important or crucial. And number 18, the key here for number 18 is the first word, thus. Thus means therefore. When we start a sentence with therefore, we are summarizing and restating. Okay, you're basically taking the main points and you're stating them in another way. You're summarizing them with new words. Where does this go? At the end. D. When it starts with therefore or thus, it must come at the end. Okay, so they give all these points and then they restate them and summarize them. Thus, it is more common for a youth to imitate aggressors who have been rewarded, okay, positive reinforcement, than those who have been punished, negative reinforcement, of course. But what is this? Social learning. This is not biological or innate. This is learned behavior. So when you read, you don't have to do this, of course, but if you want to become a better reader, you need to understand the structure, how the essay was written. Okay? We're going to practice again and again and again, but remember what I said today. Introduction, topic, general, giving a definition, explaining the topic, getting more and more specific, hitting the point. Think of an upside down triangle, hitting the point, the key point, the thesis statement. That is the main point of the essay. That's the bridge that crosses you over into the main body. And what does the bridge say? We're going to look at theories of aggression ranging from biological to learned, and then the essay talks about each of those. If you're able to see this structure as you read, you're a much better reader, much faster, and you're going to get a lot more questions correct and faster because you understand the structure. You don't have to be an expert today. I'm just teaching you. Instead of telling you the answers and giving you fish, I'm teaching you how an essay is structured and how to look for it. So, which is teaching you how to fish. Not giving you a fish to eat today, but teaching you how to fish so that you can eat every day and you can do well on future TOEFL reading passages. Okay, number 19 and 20, these are just sort of, fill in the numbers in the chart. So what are the instinct theories? Well, number 2, without provocation, and number 6, in response to provocation. This is from Instinct, paragraph 4, focused on that, and that's biological, instinctive. Learned behavior is paragraph 5. We have number 1, rewards, reinforcement. Number 4, observed behavior of real people. And number 7, observed behavior of fictional people. So 2 and 6, and then 1, 4, and 7. Numbers 3 and 5 are not. Number 3 is the opposite of what they talk about, and number 5 is also opposite. Negative reinforcement, you don't follow, you don't copy. And number 20, the key points here. Well, when you get a question like number 20, the number one thing is to look at the bold sentence. Every answer must connect to that bold sentence. This passage discusses causes of aggression. Well, what are the causes? They range from biological to learned. Number 1, actually, let's start with number 5. The main point here is that they can be instinctive or learned. This is the main point of the whole essay. That's the bridge, the thesis. Number 4, they may occur with or without provocation. That's part of biological. And number 1, observing the behavior and the reward or punishment for it. That's learned. So number 5 is the main point. Number 4 is a biological point, main point, and number 1 is a learned or nurtured main point. 5, 4, and 1. Now you can write the numbers in any order, and you don't have to do them 1, 4, 5. As long as the numbers match the answers, that's all that matters. Okay, wow, lots of stuff. Now, remember, you don't have to be an expert in a day. If you've got some, don't worry about your score right now. Worry about, do you understand how academic writing works? Do you understand how the essay is structured? Do you understand where the key points are? Do you understand what the questions are asking you? Do you understand how and where to find the answers? If your answer is yes, or mostly yes, or I think I'm understanding it more, then you're doing well. Because all of this will come back as we build up to it during the semester. Just remember how you felt when you did this pre-test. Remember your score, remember your time, but remember how you felt. Was it confusing? Was the reading difficult? Were the questions confusing? Remember all this, because at the end of the semester, we're gonna do it again, and you're gonna compare your feeling from now to then. And that'll show you that you've learned, improved, and you understand the TOEFL a lot better. Okay, let's move on. Go to page 10. Now we're gonna go way down to the beginning. Okay, we started high as an example. Now we're gonna go right to the beginning and work our way back up again slowly, week by week. Vocabulary from context. There are 2 types of vocabulary questions, okay? One is a new difficult word that maybe you didn't see before. The other is a word that you know, but it has many different meanings. Which one is it? What's the answer? Depends on the context. The context means the sentence, the words with the word. Now, usually the answer is in the sentence. Sometimes it's in the sentence before, or the sentence after, or the whole paragraph. Generally, though, you read the sentence with the word and the answer is in there, in context. Now, when we do each chapter, I'm going to quickly go over it, explain it, go over the questions, and then we move on. You should read the introductions yourself on your own for homework. And I'm not going to read the whole introduction to you. I'm going to review it quickly, practice it with you, and then your job is to go back and read it in detail, and then you will understand it and remember it much, much better. Number 1, the word encompasses is closest in meaning to. Okay, to encompass, look at the paragraph here. The mantle is the region of the earth that extends from the outer edge of the core almost to the surface. It is 2,900 kilometers thick and encompasses about 84% of the total volume of the earth. So it encompasses 84% of the earth. It holds, it has, or it contains 84% of the earth. How do we know? From the context. Number 2, draw. You know the word draw, like draw a picture? Yeah. But what is the context here? Using the reflection of seismic waves at thousands of different locations, scientists have been able to draw some interesting conclusions. No, you're not drawing a picture. So A, it's not sketch. Pull, draw is pull. They're not pulling conclusion. Oh yeah, like a drawer, you know, drawer in your desk, you pull it open. That's why it's called a drawer. Or when you pull money out of your bank, you withdraw money. Pull with your hand, withdraw, pull out money. Here the answer is to make. They make conclusions. Draft, draw. Sometimes to draft something can be to sketch, but also can mean to pull. Like a draft beer, you pull the handle. It's a draft beer, you draw the beer. Anyway, you make a conclusion. Number 3, next page. The phrase to a considerable degree. Okay, considerable means significant, right? The answer is B, considerable. I did considerably better on the second test than the first test. It means I did much better, significantly better. And so the MOHO varies to a considerable degree in depth. It can be 20 kilometers, 70 kilometers, or just 6 kilometers. That's a big difference. A significant difference or a considerable difference. Number 3 is B, a lot, much, significant. Okay. When I introduce a paragraph, I'm going to tell you about the question, what it's asking, give you some strategies for finding the answer, and I'm going to go over the sample ones like the MOHO here. I'll go over it quickly, explain it, give you the answers, but you must go back and read it again, and you must look at the shaded box at the end of the introduction. That's very, very important. What does the shaded box do? It gives you a nice little explanation of this question type. How to identify it, right? The word or phrase X is closest in meaning to mo mo mo. When you see is closest in meaning to, you go vocabulary. This is a vocabulary question, okay? Now you focus on that. Could best be replaced by vocabulary. Recognizing the question instantly is really important in TOEFL. You don't want to look at the question, what does this mean? What is the question asking? Is this main idea? No? No. At the end of our semester, you will recognize the questions and you will go, vocabulary, boom. Save time, save stress, find the answer faster. Okay, where to find the answer? It's found in the context surrounding the word or phrase, the sentence usually, or the sentences around that word or phrase. How to find the answer? Find the phrase, read the sentence, look for clues, choose the answer. Look at this black box on your own every time you read the introduction. This black box is a synopsis of how to answer the question well. All right, and as always, any questions at all, just you can ask me too. Let's do a couple. Here. Page 13, smog. Okay, yeah, smog. Let's just do one for practice together, okay? Now, page 13, I want you to read the passage and answer the questions 1 through 5, right? I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes, let's say 5 minutes. Try to finish within 5 minutes. What did we learn? We learned about finding the word, looking for context clues, answering the question. Give yourself 5 minutes, do the best you can, and then come back to the video, hit pause, do the work, come back, and I'll go over it with you. Okay, go ahead. Smog. The word smog is smoke plus fog, right? Smoke, S-M, fog, O-G, smog. Fog is natural, it's nature. It happens, it's just like low clouds. Smoke is man-made, comes from cars and factories and trucks and so on. Smoke plus fog equals smog. And what is it? The brown haze is poised over some of the world's largest city. Poised means positioned, right? Imagine a penalty kick in soccer. Look at the goalie. Is the goalie just kind of leaning against? No, the goalie is ready for the penalty kick, right? The goalie is poised, in position. Baseball, a batter, right? Batting position, poised, okay, in position, waiting for the pitch. Okay, B, sitting over. That's the problem, okay? The batter isn't sitting, but the batter is in one position. The smog is in one position, sitting. If it was blowing over the city, that'd be better. It would be blowing away. It's not. It just sits there in position. B. Take place, that means just to happen or occur. D, occur. Occur means happen. This event happened. This event took place. This event occurred. To force is to push. C, to force, or like force somebody out a door, push them out the door, force the air out the tailpipe. The tailpipe is that pipe in the back, the tail, the back of the car, where the air goes out. Paragraph 2, hue is tough. It means color. Hue means like a shade of color. A brownish hue, not a brownish smoke. The gas with a brownish smoke, gas and smoke kind of the same thing. Brownish hue, brownish color. The gas has a brownish, brown-like color. And to play a role, B, is to participate or serve a function. Now, here's an example of a word you know, a role, like a movie role, TV role, okay, a role in a musical or a play. Now, that's similar, but it's a different context. Like an actor plays one role in a show. He or she is participating as that character to make the show. But in science, it's functional, right? So H2O, hydrogen and oxygen both participate or play a role in the creation of water. You need H and O to make water. They both serve a function in that interaction that makes water. Homework. Now, this week, your homework is to finish page 14, autism, page 15, parasitic plants, and page 16, and the top of page 17, Edna Ferber. Okay, do these on your own at home. Answer them. Try to get, don't give it, you don't have to tell me your time, but try to finish autism and parasitic plants in 5 minutes or less. Edna Ferber, 10 minutes or less. Okay, it should be 20 minutes total for all of them, more or less. You don't have to tell me your time. That's only when we do practice tests. This is just basic homework, but I want you to be focusing and thinking about the time while you do it. Do your best, answer the questions. That's it. I will go over them next week. You don't have to send me your answers or send me a picture. In the email, just say, I've done all the work to page 24. And then if you have a question or a problem, ask. That's it. If you say you've done it, I believe you, because if you haven't done it, then you're not going to learn, you're not going to improve, and you're not going to understand next week's lecture as well. Get the homework done, and then you'll be all ready for the lecture next week. All right, reading skill 2, page 17, don't start. I'm going to start that with you in the lecture next week. We're going to start together. So don't worry right now about skill 2. Just finish skill 1. Speaking of skills, let's go now and talk about our listening skills. The second skill and the second part of TOEFL is the listening section. Okay, page 123, listening overview. This is a general introduction to listening. The section consists of 6 passages, each followed by 5 or 6 questions. Okay? The passages are set in an academic environment. There are 2 to 3 minute conversations outside the classroom, student to student, on campus, student to university staff member, student to professor in the professor's office, and so on. And there are 4 to 5 minute lectures taking place inside the classroom. Professor's lecture, professor and class talking, discussing, asking questions, seminar, professor and a small group of students working together, and so on. You will get 4 of the longer talks and 2 of the shorter talks. The strategies are very similar to the reading strategies. Understand the directions, dismiss them. Don't worry if the topic of the passage is something you don't know. Remember, if you don't recognize the topic or the title, it's okay. It will be explained at the beginning. Right? Let's say the title is tropism. What's tropism? I don't know. We almost never use that word in English. It's very scientific. Doesn't matter. When you see tropism, don't panic. Listen. The professor will explain it in the talk right at the beginning. Just like aggression was explained in the first paragraph, that's the same with listening. Listen carefully, use the visuals. Yeah, look at the pictures and start thinking about the situation. Who is the man? Who is the woman? Where are they? What's going on? Right? Use those pictures and the title to start thinking and narrowing down what's happening in the talk. That will help you. I'll show you about that, week by week as we practice. Take good notes. Okay, we're going to talk about that every week. Okay, listen and take notes. Don't write every single word. Write down the keywords and focus on the organization. Basically, for a lecture, do the same thing that you do with reading. Focus on organization and key points. Do this when you listen. This will help you a lot in TOEFL listening. Number 7, don't worry about the question types. Number 8, choose the best answer. Remember, not the perfect answer, the best. Whichever one is better than the others. Okay? Doesn't have to be perfect. Think carefully, don't waste a lot of time, and of course, guess. Don't leave any answers blank. Answer every question, even if you have to guess. That's at least better than blank. There's no penalty for guessing on TOEFL. Homework. I sent you some listening files today. When we do listening practice, I will always send you the files. Okay? You listen to them, to listen to the talk and listen to the questions. Follow along like you're taking a test. Go to page 118. Right? Now, when you do the test today, I want you to listen to the directions. It takes about 1 minute. Just one time, listen to these directions. This will be the only time we do that in class. I want you to read them, listen to them, so you have the experience of it one time. Then you should know and understand them from now. Then you're going to do the test. There are 2 passages. One is outside the classroom, one is inside the classroom. Do them together, following the listening files. But I don't want you to turn the page until the talk is over. So page 119, you see the title and you see the picture. Read the title, look at the picture, start thinking about it. What's going on here? What are the key points? What should I be listening for? Who are the people? Why are they there? Okay? Doing this before you listen really helps you focus and get the key points. Listen to the talk, take notes. You can write the notes on the page or on another paper, but take good notes as you listen. Then when the talk is over, turn the page, answer the questions. All right? Not during the talk, after the talk. Then when the talk's over, turn the page. Look at page 121. Don't look at page 120. Same thing. Second passage, psychology, sleep. What does it mean? Look at the pictures. Who are the people? Where are they? What's going on? Try to narrow down the situation. Then listen, take notes. When this talk is over, then turn the page and answer the questions. Got it? Good. So, your homework then is to do those reading passages that I assigned and to do the listening diagnostic pretest. Like the reading test, if it's difficult, don't worry. If it's confusing, don't worry. If there's words you don't know, don't worry. Do your best. Practice, experience it, take notes, answer the questions. That's it. Next week, I'm going to review the test and tell you some strategies and some keywords and so on, like I did today with aggression. Right? It's a learning process. Making mistakes is how you learn. Not understanding something, then understanding it, how you learn, how you improve, and that's how you will improve in our class and with TOEFL. Okay, that's a lot. As I said, this good work, everyone, keep up the good work this week and this week only, because it's a special week. Instead of canceling the class, I want you to keep working. I don't want to take a week off. It's important to take the ideas and keep using them. But because it is a holiday, I'm giving you the option of doing the work during the holiday or doing the work after the holiday. That's entirely up to you, as long as you get your email to me by Sunday at 5 o'clock. All right? And in your email, tell me you've done all the work, ask me any questions, any problems, that's fine. And then next week, I'll review all the homework. All right, everyone, good work. Excellent job today. I hope you understood the key points from the lecture. If you have questions about the lecture, absolutely ask me. Otherwise, good luck with today's work, good luck with your homework, and have a wonderful, wonderful holiday and wonderful time with your family and your loved ones. See you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.